My mother would always say that every time I got sick, God was punishing me. If I have an asthma attack, she'd say, "What did you do?" I'd say, "I didn't do anything." She said, "Oh, you must have been bad someplace, because I know that God is punishing you." I didn't want to have anything to do with God. I didn't want to get too close to him because he would be punishing me. Still, I went to church every Sunday. I was there and played the piano, the organ, and yet I was afraid of God. And I listened to stories all about him and his son, Jesus, who came to this world to save me. I don't think so. School was good for me because it was an escape from my mom, a way to get away. And then Floyd was there. His last name was Murphy and my name was McDonald. And in a class of 24 students, Murphy and McDonald were pretty close in the alphabet. And so it just was a matter of fact that Floyd and I were a couple all through high school. And eventually we got married. During our marriage, we had 2 children, Lori, my daughter, and Jeff, my son. But it was very difficult because Floyd was always making different decisions and jumping into stuff that I had no control over. Floyd started studying with the Jehovah's Witnesses. You gotta knock on people's door and pass out literature. And they wanted me to use their Bible in order to translate what the real Bible said. And they said, Jesus was just not important. You don't talk about him. And I thought, this just doesn't sound right. I don't think I can do this. And I told Floyd, I can't do this. And he said, you know what? I'll be right back. And he comes back in the door. It wasn't gone even 5 minutes. He said, yeah, here it is. And I said, 18 years, 2 children, and now you want a divorce? It hurt me so much because family was so important to me. I was divorced. My daughter was in Maine. She had gotten married up there and I didn't even know about it. And Jeff was going to Wichita State University. I was left with nobody. Sometime later, I got a phone call from a state trooper who asked me if my daughter was Lori Ann Murphy. And I said yes. And they said, your daughter has died. That was the toughest moment of my life. I could not believe the direction my life was going. And I got a handful of pills. I was suffering so bad. I really was going to try to kill myself. I just didn't have any hope. Anyway, I got invited to go to church, and they started talking about how Jesus was your hope when you had hopelessness. And I thought, well, maybe it is for you guys, but I don't feel it. And I thought, what is it going to take for me to have this hope that they talk about? I was given a Bible when I was in church. So I started reading John, And something was being stirred inside me. The more that I read, the more my eyes were open. And the more I understood what I was reading, it was sinking in. The word sin, the middle letter, is the biggest problem. What I want rather than what Christ wants for me. And I'm guilty as charged. And I know there's other people out there thinking, I'm not that bad of a sinner. I've done a little sinning here, I'm not a total lie, but I haven't committed any of the big ones. So that makes me not as bad as the next guy. However, we all deserve punishment, really. And hell would be a terrible place to spend eternity. You're so wrong if you think you can get to heaven without Jesus. His blood, His righteousness, and His forgiveness. It's such a joy. It's like weights have been taken off your shoulders. You're ready to praise the Lord. You want to sing and thank Him. That had I not suffered, I wouldn't have that need to know Jesus. But I just feel I still have a mission here on earth, especially with all the people that are at this nursing home. And I still play the piano, so I'm bringing the good news. I'm sharing Christ with them. What a friend we have in Jesus. Do you know Jesus? You know who He is?
34.
Number 34. What a friend we have in Jesus. What a friend we have in Jesus. Our sins and griefs are there. It's amazing how even my feet and my toes have arthritis. My ankles. Of course, my knees, my hips, my shoulders, my arms, they all hurt. But my fingers, He has spared because He knows that I am glorifying Him and bringing others to know Jesus.